And if I am not mistaken, when I'm looking at you right now, you are one of those people chosen to walk this path I am walking. Your eyes can tell me clearly.
In fact, I was told that 5 months ago, and that initiation process has started. Hello, everyone. I am Claudiu Murgan, the host of the Spiritual Inspired podcast. Welcome back to a new episode. My guest today is Mandaza Kandemwa. Sir, thank you very much for joining me today, all the way from Zimbabwe.
I'm fine, Papa. Thank you for this invitation. And sorry, we're having these problems. Anyway, fine. Yes, thank you for inviting me to share on this platform.
You are a spirit medium and a medicine man, and you also are the co-author of the book Twin from Another Tribe, the story of two shamanic healers from Africa and North America. And it is a fascinating story.
Oh, thank you so much, Papa.
And I would
I'm happy it has touched the hearts of many people on this planet Earth.
Yes, and I'd like to start by sharing my first interaction with Shona culture from Zimbabwe. 16 years ago, there was the art gallery here in Ontario, Canada, who used to bring over sculptors from and artists from Zimbabwe. And I took my son to this workshop 5 years in a row. So I interacted with artists from Zimbabwe. They are so creative and their artwork is so beautiful.
I totally agree with you, brother, because you need to see when these sculptures are at work. It's amazing. Indeed. How they communicate with the material. It's all spiritual, Papa.
Yes, and to show people and how special you are. When you were born, the doctors determined that you won't survive, and the elders of the village suggested your mother to build a shelter in the forest and stay with you there with no interaction. And after 3 weeks, you are healed. So for a Western trained doctor, such story might be far-fetched. What do you think facilitated the healing?
Yeah, this is quite a story that I had forgotten about. You are reminding me of how I was born and how I survived. My mother did not want me to repeat that story because it hurt her so much. So what I have learned from that story is that when you are chosen by Creator and ancestors to walk their path, there are signs and symptoms that appear. And in the beginning, when the call starts, there is a lot of resistance, like what happened with me, a lot for a long time, resisting the call. But finally, I bowed before my powers and accepted, and I'm doing that up to today.
Yes. And as I mentioned, you are a healer, and in the African tradition, this is a great responsibility. Who can become a healer these days, and is there a vouching process?
The great Creator and the great spirit of passion, compassion, and love is already having a list of those people who should take over and continue with this work. They are scattered everywhere in the world, though they have not known yet. They are beginning to know one by one, and it's happening, Papa. And if I am not mistaken, when I'm looking at you right now, you are one of those people chosen to to walk this path I am walking. Your eyes can tell me clearly.
In fact, I was told that 5 months ago, and that initiation process has started.
Very correct.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, brother.
And you know, the late Malidona Some from Burkina Faso was told by his elders that he's a bridge to the West and was given the permission to share some of the initiatic steps and aspects of their culture. Do you feel that you are such a bridge?
Definitely, I feel it, I know it. And I've worked with this late elder you are talking about from Burkina Faso. We share the same platform while you are still alive.
Very interesting. Very interesting. And do you still have the custom of initiating your teenagers into manhood through very strenuous activities and rituals?
This is one of the work that I have been given by Spirit after I accepted the call. And I love to work with the youngsters a lot because they are our future light that can bring world peace. It's happening, it's going to happen through the youngsters. I even work with youngsters who are in prison, the juveniles. I love them. So they're from around the world.
Yes, I think that the moment the juveniles, as you said, and even those in prison are exposed to a higher purpose and to something that was unknown to them and untouchable, but they can be given a purpose. They will change their life around and they will become healers or just initiators of peace, as you said.
Once they have the right elders who have the right information, they are going to be better than us today, the youngsters. I believe in that.
And I know that in other African cultures and countries, like in Gabon, they use iboga as part of the initiation process and connection with the spirits. Do you use bute or anything else for the same purpose?
I use anything, Papa. Prayer being one of the number one thing, prayer, to connect someone with their spirit.
Wow, that's
Prayer
interesting.
and the water.
Yes, you mentioned that water spirits are the oldest layer of the ancestral world, and water is very dear to me. I wrote 3 books about water, so I would love to know how your connection with water is.
Yeah, we can share a lot along those lines, Papa, because I'm a water person. The name Mandaza, I did not know its meaning until my ancestors came in a dream through someone in the United States and explained the meaning of my name Mandaza. It means born of water and shall return to water.
And are you referring to Michael Ortiz, which is your twin from North America?
I'm talking exactly about him. He's late now. I know everything.
And how did that happen? Was it a surprise for you to connect to someone from the other side of the world and be so confident that he's your spiritual twin?
For years, he has been dreaming of seeing me in his dreams and visions. And for all those years too, I was dreaming of looking for my young brother, Michael Ortiz Hill. So we were born connected. That is what I can say.
Yes. And I would like to quote from your book. Some people go to Israel to pray. My people go under a big tree. Does it matter where one goes to pray? It is what comes from the inside our hearts. My heart, my behavior, it's God's temple. If I give myself up to God, I give myself up to my ancestors totally and openly. Very beautiful. Do
Thank
you
you.
think that
That's
we
a,
should follow the same process this day and we are moving away from this process that is so simple?
you see, I believe 100%. You see, knowledge and wisdom are handed over from generation to generation by God or goddess ancestors. It's a story that you cannot find in many books at all about how spirituality started, how peace and healing started, what is peace, what is healing. These are being handed over from generation to generation by our Creator to us and our ancestors. Most of very important information is not in books, Papa. It is written in our hearts. That's the major book of truth I rely on. Messages written in our hearts, not in our minds at all.
So, in other words, most of your knowledge and tradition or traditions are being passed on to the new generations orally. So, no one can maybe misinterpret them, burn them down, and then you are left with nothing.
That's what we say, humans. We say we are left with nothing. But when spirits are with you, you are left with a lot.
Yes, indeed. Do you connect also with the Bushmen in Australia and the Kahunas in Hawaii? Do you have that spiritual connection with them?
You see, when I say people, I'm talking about human beings, humanity. That's what I'm talking about. I don't see the color of a person being separate from other colors of the people. The colors of humans are there for beauty, Papa. There must be diversity in beauty, like there's diversity in the beauty of Mother Nature. So when I say a person, I'm not saying a white person, a black person, a yellow person. I'm saying a human being, humanity. I serve humanity myself.
Yes, there is so much simplicity and wisdom in countries and continents like Africa and with the indigenous cultures all over the world that somehow we don't want to tap into it. We still go for the glittering things, for the material accumulation, and we are afraid to go back to the basis, to the simple facts that make our life beautiful.
I do agree with you completely, Papa. Yeah, you are right, Papa.
You know,
I agree.
some of us know that learning is a long life process, but you also said initiations never end. They are also a lifelong process. So, should I assume that you referred to the Nangas when you said that?
I refer that to everything that is life.
Yes.
Everything that is life lives in that kind of a story. It's amazing, very interesting story, very rich in its wisdom.
And going back for a second to your twin brother Michael, I know that he got sick, and a lot of people get sick these days. And when we are in that situation, what do you suggest? How we should approach that instance? Should we panic? Should we surrender to God, or treat it as a lesson?
We never created ourselves. That's the first thing. And we cannot determine our future ourselves. Those that created us and gave us these gifts we are sharing have a plan already for our destiny. So whatever I'm told to do, that is exactly what I will do. And when I'm told to quit this world of humans, I just quit and go to the next world, for there is more work waiting for me there.
Yes.
That's what I believe in.
Because
that is why I'm not even afraid of dying, because death and birth are twins that are inseparable. They are a process. It is the sacred law of Creator that you must be born and you must go. And what goes is not the Mandaza in me. What goes is the vehicle of Mandaza at the body.
Indeed.
Yeah, this is the.
And it's
That's what
just
I see.
the label we are known in the world, in this existence. That's it.
Very correct, Papa.
And also Malidona Some in his books mention about the small people he encountered as a child. And I want to know, out of curiosity, if you also met them and interacted with them.
You see, for me, I don't see much difference between the so-called old ones and the young people. Because what is old is the body and not the soul. And what is young is the body of a child. But the inner soul is an elder. Yeah, it's an elder, Papa.
And it's beautiful that you said that, because I wanted to ask if when a woman gets pregnant in your community, do you put her into a trance and connect with the soul of the baby and ask him what's his purpose in this lifetime and what messages he's going to bring to you?
Once the child is in front of me, I can read some of the gifts the child is bringing to the world. It's happening up to now. If I see a little child on the street, I can see their future. About the leadership as is required of us by spirit, not the leadership we give ourselves as humans.
And do you, if when you see this type of spiritual leadership in a young man on the street, do you tap him on the shoulder and give him a hint of how he should prepare and he should have come closer to you for some guidance?
It's very interesting what happens when I'm walking on the street and I meet these youngsters. They stand around me and they're looking at me in a very strange way. And I smile at them. They disappear.
Wow.
Yeah.
The South American culture has a tradition or a myth that when the condor and the eagle will fly together, big changes are coming. Do you have something similar in the African culture?
Very, very correct. We share that during our dream circles. We do that here, dream circles, where we share about our visions, sleeping, waking dreams and visions, and the messages you hear through your body. we share all that. It's very important for us.
Yes. And we talk about the youth and the future they have and the impact they will have in the world. But if I look at those in power that are called today axes of evil, I have to objectively conclude that, in fact, they are much more restrained from starting a war and willing to negotiate than those that claim they are spreading democracy. And they are the same nations that in not so distant past were considered colonizer. So do you think that the Elders Council have a better chance to initiate contact with the politicians in the West and expose them to the values of a direct community, hence opening up their heart to peace and love and compassion?
You see, I don't blame the political or religious leaders we have in this world. I don't even want to judge them for how they are running the affairs of the world. I say they were born in such an environment. It was handed over by their ancient elders, handing over to them a violent situation. So our youngsters are very, very intelligent. They learn faster than we do. They get things quickly. So when they've learned how to run the affairs, political or religious affairs of modern world, they are doing amazing work. You know, that's to show that they were intelligent. They were learning what we had prepared for them. So I don't want to hear people blaming some of our political or religious leaders for messing the world around. We are harvesting what we planted.
Mhm. Yes,
That's
yes,
how I say.
you're right.
If you begin to raise your child in peace and harmony, compassion, love, unconditional love, that child will become a peaceful leader in the future.
And you think that this can come to fruition also through the type of communities you created, the direct communities?
You know, I have been working with these youngsters for all my years. While I was in your country, I traveled your country extensively myself. Extensively, most of the provinces I know. I've been working with the different people of different ages, different colors, different traditions, youngsters, and all those people. What I have learned from the youngsters of today is that they want to live in a world that has no boundaries. They want to live freely without passports or visas. This is the message I got from a young conference that was organized for me by youngsters in your countries when they wanted me to come and speak to them. They want just a world that is free, where they can share everything and develop their world for the good of everybody and every creation. I have that message from the youngsters.
Yes, because we are born free and
Exactly.
we shouldn't be constrained by boundaries. And we can see
Exactly.
we can see this type of instinct in us also in the elephants. If we block
Exactly.
their paths, which they knew for millennia, they will keep coming and coming and coming, following the same roads because this is what they know. That's what's good for them.
This is a great teaching you have. I go along with that. I
Thank you.
definitely go along with that. Because when the world was created, it was created with no boundaries. The moment we humans started creating boundaries, conflicts started. So it is not the world that needs healing. It is the mind of humans that has created boundaries, that
Yes.
still believes in separation.
Yes, because for the First Nations and indigenous people in North America, South America, was inconceivable for them to say, "This is my land." It was when the conquistadors came over and said, "Okay, we're going to take this land for ourselves." But no, 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 this doesn't belong to you, doesn't belong to us. It's just Mother Earth. We are taking care of it. So,
Very good.
yes, they're infighting, between the tribes and various factions, but still the land was there for everyone to use.
Thank you. So this is what I share with World Papa when I'm invited. We share a little bit,
And it's interesting because I'm not sure if the Dare community is still active in Barrie, Ontario, but I live just outside that city. So we'll talk offline if there is a contact I can get to and maybe join the community, and we'll see. We'll take that offline.
Yeah, I'm working on my visa, for this big invitation from your states. So I've done everything. I've paid the visa fee, and I'm waiting for the dates for interview. Yeah, once I have that visa, then definitely I'll be in California
Okay.
for uh, where I'll be sharing a lot of stuff there.
And I want to ask you, there's a lot of talk about other races like Andromedans, Arcturians, Syrians, and we have people have encounters with them. Do these races have ancestors the same way we have here on Earth, or is unique to Earth?
That's a very big subject that requires a lot of time. Usually I include it during the workshop.
Oh,
When you've got 2, 3 days workshop dealing with such a topic like that one.
okay.
These are the major topics, major subjects, all called people like you have to look at with an eagle eye, a third eye, analyze what does it mean? What do spirits want me to do with this message? So you meditate, you go to the mountains, to the waters, wherever you go, meditation places, ask for guidance about these subjects. Very, very, very important, Papa. Mhm.
Thank you. And I know
Yes.
your time is valuable. I don't want to keep you much longer. I really appreciate your wisdom. I consider you my elder from Africa. I didn't have the chance to interview Malidona Some. I had a
Yeah.
session with him, but anything, in my opinion, that comes from Africa at this level of wisdom, we should all listen to it because there is something to learn from.
Thank you, Papa. Are you going to send me a copy of this?
Of course, and I will send you
Thank you.
my books as well.
I want to keep it in my library.
Yes. And I don't
Yes.
know if you want to conclude with any final words for the audience.
Yes, for sure. If we look on the streets in any country, we see homeless children. You go to the beaches everywhere, you see homeless people who are begging for food. Close to New York, I went there in the city center, went to a hotel. I was taken aback to see beggars begging for food in United States. Such a very rich nation, but people were begging for food. So these are the things we are to look at. These are the issues that we are to look at as healers, you and me and others, and say, why is this happening on such a beautiful Mother Earth, surrounded by that beautiful and healing bodies of water everywhere, in the ocean, lakes, rivers, you name it, by such a beautiful sky with rainbows, stars, and moon, you name it. Are we seeing these things of beggars on the street? How much did we spend building New York City, building California, building Harare, Zimbabwe? A lot of that money. How much are we spending on the needy? We have to look at ourselves as healers and peacemakers very closely. Are we doing justice when we dump rubbish on the beautiful body of Mother Earth? You know, spilling oils in those clean oceans, damaging and killing the citizens of the oceans, the dolphins, the fish. And we as healers and peacemakers must ask ourselves those questions before we are deployed into the world to go and heal the wounded world. Look at ourselves in our own mirror so that we see what we are going to be healing out in the world. That's my message to all my brothers and sisters who are listening to this small talk. When you go out there to the rivers, the mountains to meditate, what is your prayer saying? What are you praying for? So the way we meditate, the way we go and make offerings must show a change to show we are now being guided by not our heads anymore, but by our hearts of compassion and love and beauty. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this short talk. I pray that we meet again in the future and share some more. This is just little, but very important we have shared today. I share. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. And to my viewers, thank you very much for watching. Go to spiritualinspired.ca and Gnostic TV for all their episodes. And until next time, love and gratitude.